Hi, my name is Darcel and I live in Dayton, Ohio. I am the mother to 3 children with food allergies, seasonal allergies, and asthma. One of the things I like to do is to make sure that people are well educated and more aware of food allergies versus food intolerance. Because there's still a lot of misinformation out there, and most of the time when I tell people that my son has food allergies, I'm often met with, oh, but we're gluten-free, and that's not what I mean. Gluten is actually one of the only foods he's not allergic to, and so I really try to make sure that people understand the difference between a food allergy and an intolerance and what a true food allergy is and the reaction that it can cause. As I said before, all 3 of my children have food allergies and asthma. My son is way more severe than his sisters are. So the first time I realized we had a problem, he was 2 years old and he asked for a bite of my scrambled eggs, so I gave it to him. And within a few minutes, he had fallen asleep, and then I started noticing these bumps all over him. And I thought a mosquito had gotten into the house because it was summer. And then he starts scratching and he wakes up and he's coughing and he's turning red and he's wheezing. And I did not know at the time, but he was going into anaphylactic shock. So I rush him to the ER around the corner, and the doctor asks me what happened, checks him out. She comes back in and hands me an EpiPen, and she says, you need to get your son tested for food allergies because egg is not the only one, and this will happen again. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, and you need to be prepared for the next time it happens. After completing testing, we discovered he's allergic to peanuts, tree nuts, shellfish, fish, dairy, and egg. But over the last couple of years, we've been able to do food challenges for the baked egg and fish, which he passed both, and so we've added those foods back into his diet. I have a very happy little boy. It is really nice to be able to make muffins and cupcakes and brownies and chocolate chip cookies for him. We have found a plant-based milk that he enjoys from Bolthouse Farms, because dairy is probably going to be with him for a while. Every time we do the testing every year, that one still comes up as being one of the biggest. So right now he is currently still allergic to dairy, peanuts, tree nuts, shellfish, and the scrambled egg until we challenge that. And my friends and family have been super supportive. My son knows his food allergies. He knows to ask before he eats something. I have had friends cook for us and they check food labels like I do. They take pictures and send them to me and, is this okay for him to have? And it's just been really great having my friends and family be so aware and willing to be educated on the topic. They also know how to use the EpiPen in case he ever needs it, and I stress to them that it's not a matter of if, it is when, just like the doctor told me. And since he was 2, he's almost 8, I have had to administer the EpiPen 3 or 4 times. We almost lost him once, and he had to have a second dose of epinephrine and Benadryl and oxygen and a breathing treatment, and that ambulance did not move until he was stabilized. And it was terrifying sitting there wondering, praying, hoping that my child didn't die. And it's crazy, but I am thankful that every time he's had a reaction, it's been with me, because I don't really have to stop and think about what to do. I've been through it before, so I just know. I stay calm when I have to call 911, and he knows that the EpiPen is coming, and he sits there and takes it because he knows it's going to help him. It'll make him feel better, and then we wait for the ambulance to arrive. So having good friends and family who are always in our corner supporting us has been great. So the best advice that I can give to someone who has been newly diagnosed with food allergies, or maybe your child has been diagnosed with food allergies, is to take it one day at a time, because it's a lot to process, and get online and find a support network or local friends. The internet is a great source of information. I've signed up to newsletters. I believe one is Kids with Food Allergies, and they do a food allergies and asthma newsletter, which, you know, I said my children have asthma too. One of the biggest things I would say is checking your food labels. That is something you have to be vigilant about, and finding places to eat out that are safe. There's an allergy app, I believe it's called Allergies. When we go out to eat, I ask to speak to the kitchen manager. I explain to them that my son has severe food allergies. I tell them he has an EpiPen. I list his food allergies, and I've even requested that the kitchen manager be the one to bring the food out, so I know that it's safe. And I always thank the staff too, because I know it could be a lot of work for them too. And dairy is one that has many different names, and if you don't know what to look for, it's easy to miss. So stay on those food labels. Even if you go into the same store 3 or 4 times, always check the food labels. Brands change ingredients. There could be cross-contamination. And also, you know, your child's allergist, also a great source of information. I hope that me sharing my story has helped someone feel less alone. And I know it can be very overwhelming, and your child can feel like they're always being left out because maybe you couldn't find the substitute food, or you just were tired and didn't feel like making it. And that's okay. There have been plenty of times my son has just had to eat the food that we have, and I know it's safe. It's different from what everybody else is eating, but he's safe, and that's what matters. So I just want others to know that this will become your new normal. It's a lifestyle that you will get used to. You won't even have to think twice about it after a while. And before long, you will be sharing your story and helping someone else. Thanks for watching.